New year, new resolution, new me. I'm sure you've already written down your New Year's resolutions, perhaps crafted a vision board, or even made a list of all the things you'll change this year. It feels exciting, doesn't it? The idea of a fresh start, a chance to finally become the person you've always wanted to be. But let me ask you something. How many times have you done this before? How many years have passed by where you've set bold New Year's goals, only to see them fade away by February or March? How many times have you told yourself, this will be my year? But life got in the way, and those dreams slipped through your fingers. It's not because you're lazy or incapable. It's not because you don't want it badly enough. It's because the new year, new me mindset is flawed. It sets you up to chase perfection, to put unbearable pressure on yourself, and to feel like a failure when things don't go as planned. But here's the good news. This year can be different. Not because you'll transform overnight into someone completely new, but because you'll embrace a better way to grow, a way that honors who you are and where you're going. The dangers of new year, new resolution, new me. 1. The illusion of a fresh start. There's something magical about the beginning of a new year. It feels like a clean slate, an opportunity to leave behind the struggles of the past. Here's the truth. Life doesn't reset at midnight on January 1st. Your challenges, habits, and circumstances don't magically disappear because a new year has begun. The danger here is that we pin all our hopes on this fresh start, believing it will fix everything. When reality sets in and the same struggles resurface, it's easy to feel discouraged. You might think, maybe this isn't my year after all. But the problem isn't the year or even your resolution. It's the belief that growth happens all at once. Real change happens in small, consistent steps, not in a dramatic overnight transformation. 2. The weight of unrealistic expectations. Most New Year's resolutions are grand declarations. I'll lose 30 pounds in 3 months. I'll quit all my bad habits. Or, I'll save half my income by June. While these goals sound impressive, they often ignore the realities of daily life. What happens when work gets stressful, when family responsibilities demand your time, or when unexpected challenges arise? The weight of those expectations becomes unbearable. You start to feel like you're failing, not because you lack discipline, but because the goals were never realistic to begin with. This cycle of setting and abandoning goals leaves you feeling worse than when you started, chipping away at your confidence year after year. 3. Motivation fades. At the beginning of the year, motivation is at its peak. You're energized, ready to tackle anything, and convinced this time will be different. But motivation is fleeting. It's easy to stay committed when the excitement is fresh, but what happens when the novelty wears off? Life doesn't care about your resolutions. There will be days when you're tired, overwhelmed, or simply not in the mood. Without a system or structure in place, your goals fall to the wayside. You start to think, maybe I'm just not cut out for this, when in reality, you're just relying on a source of energy that isn't sustainable. 4. The cycle of guilt and shame. How many times have you looked at a failed resolution and thought, why can't I just stick to it? That guilt can be crushing. You begin to question your willpower, your abilities, and even your worth. The new year, new me mindset feeds this cycle of shame. It sets an unrealistic expectation that you need to be perfect from day one, and when you're not, the self-blame begins. This emotional weight can make it even harder to get back on track, leaving you stuck in a loop of disappointment. 5. Forgetting who you are. The pursuit of becoming a new me often makes us overlook something important: the person you are now. You've already survived tough times, learned valuable lessons, and made progress, even if it doesn't feel like it. When you focus solely on becoming someone new, you dismiss all the growth you've already achieved. You start from scratch instead of building on the foundation you've spent years creating. This approach isn't just unkind, it's counterproductive. But here's the good news: it doesn't have to be this way. This year, instead of chasing a new you, focus on a better you. A you that grows step by step, that celebrates small wins, and that embraces progress over perfection. Let's talk about how you can make that happen. How to set realistic goals in 2025. 1. reflect on the past. Before setting goals, take time to reflect on what worked and what didn't in the past year. Ask yourself, what goals did I achieve in 2024 and how did I do it? Which goals did I abandon and why? What lessons did I learn about my strengths, habits, and challenges? This reflection helps you set goals rooted in your reality, not someone else's idea of success. By understanding your patterns, you can create goals that align with your life and strengths. 2. Start small and build consistently. Instead of aiming for drastic changes, break your goals into smaller, manageable steps. If your goal is to exercise more, don't start with a 7-day workout plan. Begin with 2 to 3 days a week and gradually increase. If you want to save money, start with 5 to 10% of your income rather than an overwhelming figure. Starting small doesn't mean aiming low. It means building momentum and confidence. Each small win is a step closer to your larger goal. 3. Focus on habits, not outcomes. Outcomes like losing weight, earning more money, or mastering a skill are inspiring, but they're the result of consistent habits. Shift your attention to habits that will lead to those results. Instead of focusing on losing 20 pounds, focus on eating more vegetables and walking 30 minutes daily. Instead of saying, I want to be more productive, focus on creating a daily to-do list or following a morning routine. Habits are easier to maintain, and they create sustainable progress. Set SMART goals. Make your goals specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Specific. Clearly define what you want. Instead of, I want to save money, say, I'll save $200 a month. Measurable. Track your progress. How will you know you're improving? Achievable. Set realistic goals based on your current circumstances. Relevant. Ensure your goals align with your values and priorities. Time-bound. Set a deadline to create urgency. 5. Align goals with your values. Ask yourself, why do I want to achieve this goal? When your goals align with your values, you're more likely to stay committed. If family is important to you, prioritize goals that improve your relationships. If personal growth matters, focus on skills or habits that push you forward. When your goals feel meaningful, they're easier to pursue consistently. 6th, plan for obstacles. Challenges are inevitable, but they don't have to derail you. Anticipate potential obstacles and create a plan to overcome them. For example, if your goal is to eat healthier but you're too busy to cook, prepare meals in advance or keep healthy snacks on hand. If you want to save money but tend to overspend, create a budget and use apps to track your expenses. Planning for setbacks makes it easier to stay on track. 7. Focus on progress, not perfection. You will have setbacks. You might skip a workout, overspend, or miss a deadline. But that doesn't mean you failed. Progress isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up consistently and learning from mistakes. Give yourself grace and remember, every small step counts. 2025 doesn't require a new you. The person you are today is already strong, capable, and worthy. This year, commit to becoming a better version of yourself, not by chasing perfection, but by embracing progress. Remember, Favour adore you and wants you to be a better version of yourself not only in 2025. Every step you take matters. Every small habit you build adds up. Let 2025 be the year you grow with intention, grace, and resilience. You don't need to start over, you just need to keep moving forward.